At WWE's Crown Jewel pay-per-view, Roman Reigns suffered a startling defeat as he was pinned by Solo Sikoa. This was Reigns' second pinfall defeat of 2024. The result of this duel, which pitted Roman's lineage against Solo's, astonished the fans. Here's what actually transpired and the reasoning behind WWE's decision. A Bloodline vs. Bloodline matchup with significant stakes was Crown Jewel's first event. Many anticipated that Jimmy or Jey Uso, rather than Roman, would take the pin if Roman's team lost. However, there was a near botch toward the finish of the match. Jimmy Uso was meant to break up the pinfall, but he botched his timing, and Roman was almost pinned. To keep the match from concluding too soon, the referee had to halt the count. However, a few seconds later, Solo executed a calculated move and cleanly pinned Roman, ending Roman's lineage's victory. Fans were left wondering why Roman was booked by WWE to lose in this manner. Following the pay-per-view, it became clear that WWE intended to strengthen the conflict between Solo's party and Roman's lineage and advance the plot. WWE wants to intensify the animosity, make it more intimate, and prepare for a larger clash by having Roman lose to Solo. At Survivor Series, the current strategy is to prepare for a huge War Games match, in a high-stakes duel that could ultimately decide who is in charge within the bloodline. Roman and his friends would square off against Solo's side. Survivor Series might be the start of things if hostilities keep getting worse. Additionally, when Saturday night's main event returns on NBC in December, WWE has scheduled a one-on-one match between Roman and Solo. The hereditary feud may come to an end with this fight. This may be Roman's final match against Solo before he turns his attention to the Royal Rumble and a possible title showdown at WrestleMania. According to rumors, Roman would have the opportunity to advance past Solo and concentrate on reclaiming championship gold if he prevailed at Saturday night's main event. Unseen video showed Roman's emotions as he exited the arena following Crown Jewel. As he makes his way to the locker room, Roman can be seen in the video appearing scared, injured, and dejected. This defeat was a personal setback as well as a blow to his record. Roman was further hurt when Sami Zayn, another potential bloodline member, kicked him hard in the face. Roman had a horrible night, and his supporters could sense the despair and annoyance on his face. A pivotal point in Roman's plot is marked by this loss and the incidents at Crown Jewel. Roman is being portrayed by WWE as a strong guy who perseveres in the face of adversity. High drama is being woven throughout the organization, and Roman's defeat might be paving the road for an even more dramatic return as he advances toward WrestleMania. Fans are left wondering what will happen to the bloodline as WWE gets ready for Survivor Series. Will Roman's lineage eventually break irreparably? Will Solo's faction take over? Or will he find atonement and regain his position of power? With every victory and defeat adding additional facets to the plot, WWE is placing a wager that this plot will enthrall fans. Roman's defeat at Crown Jewel could serve as both a setback and a springboard for his future professional endeavors. The stage is set for an incredible trip with the Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, and Saturday night's main event all approaching. How do you feel about Roman Reigns' defeat at Crown Jewel? Do you believe he will regain his position of authority or keep up with challenges from members of the bloodline? Tell us in the comments section. John Cena's final full year of competition in the WWE ring will be in 2025. Every event that takes place throughout the year will mark John Cena's last appearance at that particular event. This means that WrestleMania 41 will be his last WrestleMania as a competing in-ring star. Ever since Cena made this announcement, fans have been talking non-stop about who they want to see as John Cena's final opponent at WrestleMania. The concept of John Cena facing one of the two world titles is now one of the 41 highly discussed ideas for WrestleMania, according to Wrestling News Observer. With 16 titles, John Cena and Ric Flair are tied for the most WWE world titles ever. John Cena needs to win his 17th world title to end that tie and become the only person in history to do so. Therefore, it will be an extremely high-stakes and intense final WrestleMania match for John Cena. Win or lose, If they develop a storyline where he gets his final world title battle at WrestleMania 41 and that bout is his last effort to break the world title tie. There is some disagreement in the community on whether John Cena should win the world title in this WrestleMania 41 encounter. According to certain supporters, John Cena should win his 17th World Championship in his last year. In recent years, Cena has had an extremely difficult time winning. It will soon be 7 years since he last won a singles match. Fans believe that they should give him the world title one final time, even for a brief reign, if this is really it and we won't see him in the ring again after 2025. Perhaps something similar to what we did in AEW with Bryan Danielson. In order to celebrate finishing his full-time career in the ring, he implied that he was nearing the end of his career, secured one more world title bout, and won the title for a brief but highly respectable reign. John Cena had a very similar concept: celebrate his career by winning one last world championship. According to the rumors, the corporation is debating whether to have Cena compete for the world heavyweight title against Gunther or give him a WWE title fight against Cody Rhodes. Additionally, Cody has been stating frequently lately that WrestleMania 41 is taking a very different turn than the fans had anticipated. What if Cody's real opponent at WrestleMania 41 is John Cena? Even if the fans were expecting him to defend against Roman and The Rock, that will undoubtedly qualify as the shocking revelation that Cody has been hinting at for the past few weeks. It appears more likely that John Cena will contend for the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania 41, though, given that Cody will be preoccupied with Roman Reigns and The Rock. Given how crowded the WWE Championship scene is at the moment, it appears that Cena has a higher chance of competing for that title, even though the champion may still be Gunther or someone else by then. According to these first reports and rumors, it appears that John Cena will have numerous significant matchups and opportunities over his final tour, which is something that many fans are anticipating. Solo Sikoa had not participated in a match since October 18 prior to Crown Jewel. In addition, Solo Sikoa had been eliminated from numerous previously planned live event bouts against Cody Rhodes. Naturally, this information raised concerns about whether Solo Sikoa was ill or suffering from an injury of some kind. According to recent rumors, Solo Sikoa was prohibited from fighting for a number of weeks in order to ensure his health for the future major bouts. The six-man tag bout at Crown Jewel was one of these matches for which they were shielding him. Additionally, it appears like Solo Sikoa's protection should continue in the weeks following Crown Jewel, given reports of a Bloodline War Games bout imminent. And it makes perfect sense, as Solo Sikoa bears a great deal of the responsibility for this story. He is the story's primary antagonist. Basically, if he fails, the entire Bloodline narrative fails along with him. Naturally, if it's the original Bloodline instead of just the Tongans and Jacob, the plot will be different. Because of Solo's pivotal and significant position in the plot, which is why it seems like they have been reducing his television and live event appearances, he is sorely required to keep it rolling in a large way. Since Solo is now a main event hero, it appears that they will make his bouts a unique event rather than one in which he fights every week. And it seems sense for his tribal chief counterpart to have a limited competing calendar as well, given that Roman has a limited match schedule. For this reason, Solo has been largely quiet in recent weeks. Fortunately, it has nothing to do with any real harm and is only a precaution to keep him healthy going forward, as this Bloodline story is clearly far from being resolved. Speaking of the Bloodline narrative, the eagerly anticipated reunion of the original Bloodline members Roman and Jey to take on the new Bloodline was showcased in the November 1st edition of SmackDown. However, it wasn't entirely seamless. Jey Uso did establish some guidelines for the operation of this reunion. He informed Roman that this run would not be about giving Roman more authority and acting as henchman once more. According to Jey Uso, this trio reunion will succeed since they are all on an equal footing and he will leave as soon as he senses even the smallest hint of disrespect. Roman needs to keep this in mind in case he ever experiences one of his moods. This time, Jey won't put up with all the back and forth abuse if Roman yells at her or does anything else that she finds rude. Instead, he will simply leave right away. without asking any questions. Additionally, the fact that they even sowed that seed in the first place suggests that it will soon bear fruit in the form of a high-tension, high-emotion moment. Although the original bloodline has reunited and everything is going well, we must remember that the new bloodline currently outnumbers them 4-3. This suggests that the OG bloodline may yet face difficulties in the future. Since the odds are still against them, they might lose some games, get beaten up, and more. When those difficult moments start to come, Roman might lose his temper once more, and he might decide to temporarily break away from the reunion with Jay. Therefore, they have a lot of options with that sown seed of Jay avoiding disrespect of any kind. Will they cover that? Will Jay come to regret his choice to separate and part ways, only to be reintroduced later? Will the original bloodline hold everything together until they acquire reinforcements like Paul Heyman and Sami Zayn? Or might that be what's coming? However, what do you think of the stories from today? Please share your thoughts below. Remember to subscribe with all alerts enabled, and hit like if you liked it.